Well, hello everybody. It's good to have you here. And yes, the dancing lady is getting tired. I am so glad to have you with me. This is the very first episode of the level 3 market report and live chat, and I am just so excited to be doing this. Just announced it a few days ago. Typically we're going to be doing these on Wednesday. Mark your calendars for Wednesday the 13th of this month, and that will be our next episode. But this is great. To be honest with you, part of the reason I decided to do this rather than just doing a big open forum is we get to chat on our regular premieres on Mondays and Wednesdays on this channel, but it's just so many people, and I love to be able to chat and say hi and talk to you a little bit there, but I really wanted this to be a deeper discussion of certain topics and to let all of you participate and be able to speak with each other and ourselves. Basically, my concept for this is that we'll talk a little bit, and then I will present a market report and form it around a particular topic each time. So it'll be about what's happening in the market that I see, what's happening in the economy that affects the market, but also some specific things. And I think you'll get the feel after we do tonight's topic. So, and you absolutely are encouraged to chat and ask questions. I may not get to all of the questions during the opening 20 minutes or so where I'm focused on the topical stuff, but then I will try to favorite them and be able to go back, and then we'll have open forum, so all of you folks will be able to chat and ask questions. You are welcome to ask about anything that you like, but I will, like I said, we will focus on a particular topic. I am just getting started on the bigger topic that I wanted to talk about this evening regarding the market of antiques and vintage. And that is, I read a very interesting report this last week that was put out by the Ashford Institute for Antiques. And have any of you heard of that? And have any of you taken their course? I'd be curious to know. Because they have been around for as long as I've been in the business, and they advertise in the antique publications, and I know lots of people, they've been in business for 50 years. So somebody must do it, but I've never met anybody who went through that course, interestingly enough. Yeah, I don't know exactly what their course is, but I think they talk more about product and information. You get their emails but haven't taken a course. Yeah, that's me too. They're very thorough, and they really talk about high-end things too, which is great to help recognize. But the point of for our topic is that they did a study, and it's about 18 months old, so things were a little different. We were in more trying times then. But they did a study of over 2,000 by the age of the person who was an antique dealer, because most of the people who take their courses go on to be dealers. And they broke down by those age groups what was hot depending on how old you were as a dealer and what you were selling and where you were seeing strength in the market. Curious why that would be, but I'm sure that I've noticed that a lot of the furniture now is going to Habitat for Humanity because that's more of their focus, although now they're starting to do small things. Everybody gets into everybody else's pie. I wanted to go over what the Ashford Institute had to say because I think it's kind of fascinating, and it tells a lot about the market that their graduates are seeing. The first group that they talked to is young dealers who are 20 to 40 years old. And I know that we have a young dealer or two in our midst who probably fall into that age range. And I found this fascinating, that Art Deco is making a huge comeback and that it is starting to outsell mid-century modern for them. And I found that really interesting because I really love both of those eras of design. And I have noticed that mid-century has gotten rather rarefied. The prices have run way up. And Art Deco, which had gotten slow in the market, is all of a sudden chrome pieces and things in Seattle. And I priced them at today's prices, which are down from the peak, which was probably in the late 80s, early 90s. And boy, they just sold and sold and sold and sold, and I'm practically out. And I found that really fascinating because I had a bunch of mid-century stuff, and it sold well, but not as fast as that. So that tells me, because younger dealers are usually selling to younger people, depending on how they sell. A lot of these are real world dealers that there is a shift in what younger people are interested in. Everybody said that decorator stuff was going much faster than large pieces of furniture. People were buying occasional furniture and little pieces a lot more than big pieces. Now remember, this study was done a little over a year ago, and because of that, things have changed a little. All of a sudden, furniture really took off in January of this year. So a little of this information applies to today, and things change too. It has the look. People are really wanting the designer names, and I think that's because the prices have really gone up on mid-century, and so the people who are active in the market now are buying near the top of the market. A lot of people also mentioned that wall art and sculptural figures are doing much better with the younger people than regular paintings and that sort of thing. Selling to younger clientele, like in vintage clothing stores, they said that brooches are really making a comeback. And we knew that because of Asian customers that was happening, but it's interesting to me that younger people are taking that up because older people had really quit wearing brooches. Because a lot of younger people get started with vintage clothing stores. I was down in Nashville, and a lot of the big antique malls, two of the biggest ones, have closed, but a whole row of vintage clothing stores have opened on the east side of Nashville. Those seem to be the hot areas, again catering to a younger clientele with vintage textiles. Those are the areas that they seem to be interested in. They also talked about that lighting and lamps were doing well, and particularly, again, designer pieces like Sonneman and some of those other makers. Brutalist art and wall sculpture like Jure and some of those others are doing well. People get priced out and they want that look, and they just start buying new. What are you seeing in your market? And it's interesting to contrast this with what the 20 to 40-year-old dealers were saying, because there's some real differences. The 40 to 60 age group said that they are starting to sell.
Are you curious how the changes in the antique and vintage market might affect your collections? Are you curious how the changes in the broader economy might affect you if you're a reseller of antiques and vintage? Well, then come join me every month for my market report and live Q&A and chat. It will happen usually the second Wednesday of every month, depending on how the calendar falls. And if you join as a level 3 member, this is a new level of membership for $5.99 a month, you will also get the benefits of the level 2 and level 1 memberships, including early access to our bonus video where we list things on eBay while you watch, membership credits, and also priority response to your comments and questions. So we are really excited to offer this new service to you, and we are really looking forward to conversing with you on a deeper level about what's happening in the antique and vintage marketplace. You can click that join button below to find out more about it, or if you don't see a join button, go to the description of any video and click the membership link, and you'll be able to find more out about it that way. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much to our member supporters. We will be able to bring excerpts of these conversations to everyone, and we're always grateful for our member support that allows us to bring information to everybody, but the members will get the full detail every month, and we are looking forward to doing that. So bye for now, and we'll see you somewhere, either in the market report, chat, or elsewhere in this wonderful world of antiques and vintage.